Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the next part. The stream should have started. Welcome to part 10. I've decided to start the stream here so we can actually see the change to the main menu screen, which includes a nice little snowball mishy. Anywho, where we left off last, we finished up what we were doing in Nord, and it allowed us to come back to Ymir now with additional people. And with said additional people, we'll now move along to doing the stuff that we need to do in Ymir. I'm keeping an eye on my activity feed on my phone, and there we go. So we have no mandatory objectives. This means we could just immediately start going off to Legram. We could do that. Alternatively, we could actually, well, play the game. Well, by that I mean do the bonding events, do the additional snowball course that is now available, and all of that stuff. In fact, that's what I want to do. I want to go to the A2 course. We've got a minute to get most of the flags. Starting from... So, secretly, this is now... once again an SSX stream. No, I'm joking, of course, but gee, I wonder why I like snowboarding. Yeah. Well, I like snowboarding games. I don't want to go up a mountain. That I would probably end up with a broken arm or 3. Wait, I only have 2 arms. Point being, I wouldn't last too well on a mountain. But video games where crashing horribly doesn't kill you, now that's a-okay. It's 22 and 23. We hit the target. Now it is just down the mountain. One last flag there, and there you go. You could possibly do it in sub 50 seconds, but it's not a big issue. Clearing the A2 course grants us the Wear Quartz hair. And confirmation that more courses will be available to us in the future. Now that we've done that, we've got a lot of different bonding events. Although Fee, Claire and Elliot can go suck it, everyone else we can hang out with. Yay! First things first, Toval, because I want to guarantee the quick caliber. Whoever I put it on in the future will be a good spellcaster. Definitely. Well, arts caster, but still. Toval wants to go prayer. Well, pray. But he's offering a prayer to Radios and all that. Ween is going to follow him because, hey, this counts as our bonding event. Praying to God. I'm sure Adios does have some form of physical representation that will be bestowed towards whoever happens to be the protagonists come to whichever game that happens in the future, if that ever does happen, because come on, Adios has to have some form of physical form. I wouldn't be surprised if one day we see someone try to punch Adios. Anyway, point being, Wayne is surprised about Toval being religious. Toval's not religious per se. It's just more to do with his background from before. Apparently he has another goddess. But Toval gives a bit of a backstory. So apparently he already knew various very strong people already. That's just how it is. Ultimately, it's not so bad. And Toval gives Ween head pats. Ooh, be careful. Ween uses that as its way of showing affection. Ooh, don't want to do that now, Toval. But it's good that Toval will always be around for advice. Well, around up until a certain point and then he'll be out the party, but that's more just because we have all the class 7 and at that point, and you don't need Toval, although I would prefer to have Toval still. You don't need Total, you don't need the other adults because Class 7 is what's important. Point being, Link level 3. And now to hang out with some of the other twats. Let's see, we've got 2 points. Let's go one of the girls and one of the boys. Just out of fairness. So, let's go to Alyssa. Alyssa is on her own. Oh good, Sharon's somewhere else. But because she's got her own bullying event you can do. Alyssa wants to go to the foot bath. How lovely. And by that I mean, foot baths. Yeah, feet need to be clean as well. Obviously, for purposes of washing oneself, you have to make sure every part of you is clean enough to an extent where society accepts it. AKA not me after 6 months of not washing. Certainly a way to relax, especially in a colder area like Ymir. The warmth of the water would certainly help. And then we got the bombshell that Alyssa actually came to Ymir once as a little girl. Hey Falcom, if you wanted this to be the canon romance, you should have just made it the canon romance and not done the whole Persona shit. Nine years back. The chances of them bumping into each other are definitely there, seeing how small Ymir is. So... But this is time for a bit of trauma because, well, Alyssa's family isn't exactly the best, considering death did occur a long while ago, so calling back to stuff we already knew from the first game. Ween decides that the best thing to do right now is to make a snow rabbit thing. Well, specifically it's called happiness hair. A good luck charm. The whole worrying over family thing is true. Multiple Class 7 members are worrying about that. I'm sure other members aren't as much because their family are all busy doing Noble Alliance stupidity, but, you know, and by that I mean useless. We get a question mark, question mark, question mark saying something, which probably means that it was some kind of memory of some caliber. Which means, yes, they did indeed run into each other. You know what? I understand if it sounds like I gave out a little bit during this bonding event, but actually no. It's not giving out much in terms of the game itself. The game mechanics work the way they do. It's more giving out a Falcom, because if you write optional events too good that they should be canon, it just makes me think, why go this route outside of because other games that are more popular has done said stuff. And whether or not that actually means that the game's a good thing for a game's popularity or not, I don't know. Anyway, Gaius of Machias, let's go Gaius, who's right in front of the Phoenix Wings. Yes, memories for Class 7 that we didn't see. Yeah. The fact that they reference that multiple times when it comes to Ymir really just makes it sound like we really should have had that in the game. Guys, and we decide that what they should do is help shovel some of the snow. That's a very useful thing to do. How helpful of these two fine young gentlemen to do manual labour. Better than getting any of the children to do it, so hey, you know. Gaius has built up a resistance to the cold to an extent because of his life being in the North Highlands. whereas Ween has to wear a coat because, well, he's yet to figure out how to resist the cold. Unless you have alternate costumes, then there's a chance for that. And we're back on the footbaths again. God damn it, me. Why do I choose these ones specifically? Thankfully, the feet are cut off on the camera angles most of the time, so those people can't have their fun. Talk of how customs of different countries work, which is just how it is. And once again, more worrying about family. I would worry about family too, but I've grown accustomed to it, so I don't bother. Anyways, Goyas hypes up the things that are good about Terraponia, like Ymir and Ween. And link level 3. Anyway, now as per before, you can head off over to the Ymir Valley area, and you can fight some harder mobs if you really want to. Is there really no... Either I don't know where any side missions are, or there's just none about. Anyway, there is just one thing I want to do. What are people's ailments like at the moment? Okay, yeah, I need to sort out several people still, but not so bad in other ways. Anyway, first thing first, I also want to just talk about is Sharon's. We are going to take her due to the whole, you know, I'm at least taking these guest party members as far as I can go. Has Juggler by default, which we had to find in a chest back in Cold Steel 1. An offensive Master Quartz that gives us the chance of Admiralities, just any old random one, and also a chance of just Nightmare at a 5% chance at just any time, which is certainly a thing to do here. It's overall is good at, since it's good at inflicting abnormalities. If you happen to have something like a Chaos Quartz, then oh boy, do you increase that destruction of enemies through abnormalities. Though to be fair, a good number of bosses are pretty much immune to all of them, so you really don't get the opportunity to utilize it as much, which means Juggler is only really good against your more standard enemies, sadly. And we're done here, to be honest. I'm not actively going to hunt out the side quests, but if I happen to run upon them, I'll run upon them. I think I've said that before in Ymir visits, but just in case I didn't, that was the thing I've just said. Bravo me! And the halls. We get our mirror for doing our various tasks as they were. We get a true gladiator headband as part of getting to rank B4.
Keep it up.
And we're only 5 points away from the next one. Yay!
Right, I guess.
And we only got a B, which means there were hidden side quests in Nord and in Ymir that I missed then. Oh boy. Anywho's, moving over to the next day, and we're back to departing Ymir for the third and final time in this act. We'll be heading off to Legram. It's the last locale after all where the other classmates are, that being Emma, Laura and Eustace. So we have a job to do, and we have several people that we just cannot take, so we have to think smartly here. True, we'll be getting Emma, a healer, but at the same time though, we're not going to be getting her immediately, so it's still not the worst choice ever, but we got to think smartly when it comes to our decision making. I wish I had a domination quartz, but hey, you know, I guess I can't just do physical anyone at the moment properly, or evasion tanks at all either, so we'll work on actually having a proper optimized build later. The mornings and whatnot occur, and people being jealous of Ween's mother, and hey, what do you look at this? Ween's father is up. How lovely. Though he should be in bed. Wanting to see his son and friends off to adventure is a good idea. Because you never know when you'll see me next. It could take several days. Though it most likely doesn't. So, you know, simple enough. Oh, pardon me. Spirit Path for once again will be getting used to get to our locale. Because we can't just, you know, do that easily. And here we get to select our party members. Once again, it is 2 class 7, 1 not class 7. So you can pick one of the ones you got in Nord. You could pick Marcius because you didn't choose him to go to Nord, but he'll be a bit under-leveled. Though him and Toval we didn't take did get a bit of level, so that's not a bad thing overall. Just a little lower than anyone else. So I believe the setup I want. I'm gonna take Alyssa and I'm gonna take Elliot, and then we'll just be taking Sharon, as this is what I determined I'd be doing back when I started the playthrough, or at least when I was starting to choose. So while we have chosen our group, we certainly can sort them out now. Mainly any of the quartz that we aren't using on anyone, we can put on it. Anyway, here is a increased odds of successfully running for battle by 40% with the breath art being granted to you. We've got 2 slots there. All of Elliot's slots are filled, but we can change any of them as we wish. And Claire has some decent quartzes, and we're not really going to change her up much because we might not even use her in battle much. So anyway, we need 2 quartzes for Alyssa, and I am of the proprietor of getting an attack 1 for her, and she doesn't have impassion, I don't think, so that might be useful to have. But I am also going to be thinking of other things. Like, what was it I was thinking of? Well, I can never tell which quartzes I've been getting mostly of. Yeah, I think actually that's fine. I'll grab the passion actually overall. So, passion, attack 1. Does Angel come with passion? No, not yet. At the very least, I forget sometimes what mass quartzes come with. Mainly just because in Colosseum 1 and 2, some of them actually do contain arts that aren't of the element. Surprise, surprise. Then in Colosseum 3, they made it a lot more uniform. And that's the system used for Colosseum 3 and 4. And potentially Reverie. Again, we'll ignore Reverie from anything that I say about the series because I need to play it. Valamar's ready to transport the people we've chosen. Now, we are unfortunately going to miss some optional dialogue from not taking characters like Toval or hell, even Milliam. Milliam and Claire, if you take those 2 together, can have a bit of fun dialogue. When it comes to 1 bit, Toval, of course, would be getting optional dialogue if you take him, because you'll be taking him into the Bracer Guild at some point, and we need to see what's going on there. Now, of course, we're taking Sharon and Alyssa, so they'll have dialogue potentially. To be fair, Sharon at this point is the only place we can take her to, so she better have fucking optional dialogue to her. We've been more... Overall, I know I haven't really been reading the dialogue, but they've been getting a lot more confident with the abilities of what Valamar can do. Yippee. 1, double checking of where the life ranks are, and 2 in Legram. Oh dear. 1 person's disappeared or died. Obviously, death is not the case, but 1 person left. I would say no surprises on who chose to leave, but it could also just be that they're simply in a position where you cannot detect them. And fair enough, too. Well, crap, I guess that means we can't just grab all three of them in Legram and just get back to Ymir just like that. Oh, well, we need to have conflict, otherwise, you know. I already decided upon who I was taking, so the fact that the game now tells you to do this is just dumb. Anyway, I did want to also check. Am I better? Ooh, Survival Fest is better, so it's military gear. Ooh, I want that True Gladiator headband there. Might as well give the Gladiator headband to Alyssa, and we'll figure out what we're doing with the accessories when it comes to showing later. The Curse of Constantine 2. You need to sort out your equipment a lot more often, a lot more quickly. Falamar! Take us to Legram. Dun, 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 dun. I got random tunes in my head that aren't in like anything at all. It's just me thinking of some notes in my head, and it's probably from and the sounds in my head are probably from something. Like, let's face it, but I just can't tell from where. It's rather perplexing. And so, once more, we get to see the spirit path. Woo. I'd say we should be done with the spirit path for now, but we do have to get back somehow, so... Nevertheless, Joe's Card Still 2 logo. And... this bit. Film all the way over down to the RC Viscount of the Croizon province. Ugh. Seriously, why do I burp so often? Maybe it's because I'm expunging more air than usual because I'm actually talking a whole bunch. By Jove, it appears to be an early morning where I live sometimes. There's fog everywhere. And the high elements are in effect here. Woo. So, some shenanigans are occurring. Regardless, we're not going to do anything right now, and Celine may have let slip about her secret visit to Legram at the same time as the field study. AKA, she was there the entire time, we knew it, but of course we didn't. Oh, how hilarious. But yes, we must make our way down the pathway and over to Legram. Also, these guys are linked completely wrong. I'm just gonna do that. Second form. Oh yeah, I've got no bravery points because of me using them at the end of the bit in Nord. That's one reason to go and do some fighting in there. You can build up your bravery points so you'd have them all by the time you enter the Legram. Like a smart person. Not like a dumb person like me. I'm dumb. I'll keep saying it because self-deprecation of my own sanity is more funny than me trying to come up with a joke that isn't funny. But, oh my god, okay, before anyone says anything, the picture is much more clear on OBS. I think I'm just going to do this for a moment so I can actually see where the fuck I'm going. Okay, so we head this way. Actually, you know what, I can probably keep looking this way because the minimap is useful, so I am definitely looking at this.
I can barely see where I'm going. I can totally barely see myself getting lost in this.
Ah, crap. I hope to have managed to hit that properly, but oh well. Type slash. Okay, we got vanished. That just means we can now murder the other one without much issue.
Gotcha. It's my turn. Now. Got you.
Oh no, we are dealing very little damage. Where's the weak to fire? Heat wave, a fiery version of one of like Earthlands or something. Woo.
Here I go.
Will death blow work? Yes, it did. Okay, good.
Okay, it's safe for now.
I've got it.
Alright, verify Elliot, and inside this one we get a blue scaled male. We are equipping that. Oh boy, we are. Oh, actually, if anything, I think I'll put it on Lisa so she has better equipment. Because yeah, actually that's probably smarter. Anyway, the ground is just over there. I'm just going to test again. Nope. Okay. Yep. Turbo still not actually works. I don't know why that doesn't work. There are more chests in the area, but it's probably better to try finding them when the fog's died down a bit. Because by God, is it harder to look through, see through than I thought it'd be. Then again, I guess the perks of if you're playing on PlayStation, you're probably using a television screen that can be better than the monitor I'm using. It's probably why what I can see on the television screen looks clearer. What OBS shows me is probably clearer because the television screen is more sorted for this. I'm talking out my ass, by the way. I feel like I'm definitely talking out my ass. So anyway, welcome to Legram, the lakeside town where Legram is where Laura comes from. I said where Legram is, and that's just completely wrong. Of course, one locale that would be useful is going to the Bracer Guild. Tova did recommend us going there at least just to see how things are going. So, hey, you know. Bracer Guild, Legram branch. Well, the old man voice is most likely Klaus. Spoiler alert, it is. There's this young man here. Who made this be? I actually have no clue who the fuck this is. Like, I know his name, but who the fuck is he? Just a receptionist that just shows up in this game and this game only, Cold Steel wise. So, whatever he happens to do elsewhere in the series, and if it's a Sky thing, then fucking hell. The day that they make the Sky games be on PlayStation is a day I'll happily say Falcom's a good company. But anyway, Klaus! Our friendly old butler. It's nice to see him again. And of course, helps narrow down a little bit that Laura definitely is in Legram. To the surprise of no one. And so is Emma, so that means it's useless that is buggered off. If Tova was here, he'll immediately just be like, ah, it's this person, instead of us being like, okay, who is this? Here's Miles. No idea why he's currently serving the Legram branch, considering that, let's face it, there's no bracers here. The word of the Ash Colour Knight is certainly making its rounds, as per usual. All of the shenanigans that have been going on, certainly all conveniently are together in unison as to happening. The fog's been here for a good month. So that would suggest that the fog came rolling in when everything started going to shit, as per usual. Everything because of things that had to occur because the plot of previous games demanded it. Woo, I love it. And of course, the last we heard of Viscount Arseed is, of course, being on the Courageous at the end of the first game. Well, right after the end of the first game, because we remained in Reen's perspective. So, but the Noble Alliance certainly aren't doing much here, mainly because A, it's a location that's not really factored in. There's no armored divisions just hiding just over a hill, so no need to worry about that. And Legram was always viewed as more of a neutral location anyway, and if the Viscount, and while the Viscount may be on Oliver's side, that doesn't mean anything really. That just means, okay, so the Viscount's not even there, why should we bother trying to do anything to it? Unlike Ymir, where it's like, yeah, the Wing's probably gone there somehow. We know Alfin's there, let's just go and stomp all over it. So, Laura and Emma are in Logwyn Castle. Meaning we'll have to go there to try and get them before a monster spawns and murders them. So, gee, I wonder if we saw these two being in the castle in the intro cinematic. Yeah, once again, I'll hate on that intro cinematic. I say what you want about Console 3 or 4, but at least it doesn't outright tell you something that's in the game. But you may not be none the wiser, but, you know. So, yes, we need to head off to the shoreline to go and retrieve our friends. We can, however, take its detour over to the store. Not General Goods one, no, the armor one. Mainly because I want to exchange this, and you know what, we've got quite a bit of this stuff. Let's exchange 1,000 of each. There we go, now we've made a ton of money. Yay. And we can still buy Megalift, and we of course can get better weaponry. That's why I bought this stuff. It's got this money, because we need it. Charge strength is the best bit there. Blue Scale Mail does give better evasion but lowers strength. We'll buy 3 Blue Scale boots for now, because the rest of that just is better. And now we'll buy 2 Blue Scale Mails. And that. And then Sharon's fine like that. And can we customize these weapons? We can. More strength, more art. And orange line runes, which causes more strength to be applied. Yay! Stat boosts. Okay, I really want to get out of this fog. So let's just mosey on over to the main storyline, since there aren't really anything to do here besides this. Oh wait, hang on. Actually, stay here. I just remembered the thing. We really should just hold our guns a little bit there. So we can actually head into here. The inn. And warning, spoilers for Trails to Ashore. It's Duvalie. She's here. How the fuck is she here? Aren't you meant to be getting your ass handed to you by the SSS at this point, or is this scene before that? I forget the timeline, but you're meant to be in Crossbow. And brings a bit of, like, there's a level of dignified to it, but there's clearly some issues to do with it. Sharon knows who she is. Duvalie is a part of Ouroboros serving the Still Maiden. Sharon won't reveal that to us because, well, it would ruin the surprise of, wait, You! I recognise you! But I don't recognise the other one. Moments when we'll see her later. Anyway, off to Legram Castle. Of course, if you have Million with you, she objects a little bit to the idea of having to go there again because of the potential of ghosts. But, you know, it's necessary to potentially have to save our friends. Hopefully not, and hopefully they're not deep within the dungeon. Because it is a dungeon from Cold Steel 1. A whole month. This is just what this is just what happens when shit goes down, I guess. Ugh. This time too. Yeah, Celine followed, didn't she? Why was I trying to drink this as like it was like a wine cup or something? Like that would be a West. Like if I actually tried doing that, I tried to grip it with my middle fingers, and then it would just fall, and I would be having to end the stream for a good week as I repair every electrical item in this room. Undesirable effects. Legram Castle certainly did have a Divine Knight there. We will not be seeing who that person who had it may have gone, because the rumour is that there was a Divine Knight there at one point, meaning either the user died at some point and it just didn't go back there for whatever reason, and it's somewhere in the world. It's somewhere in Siberia, we don't know where, blah 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 blah. But the fact that Selene talks about how it's just gone and the Awakener also disappeared into thin air, it suggests that maybe it's out there somewhere. It's Awakener also being about. We just don't know. This sort of stuff is not relevant for this game. Anyway, thankfully we only have to deal with 2 Divine Knights being active during this game, at least in terms of this story, in terms of the story and the gameplay and whatnot, being just Bean and Quo. Because I don't know if they mention the number of Divine Knights that there are supposedly in Cold Steel 2. Because in 3 they give you the answer. There is certainly a number. But we'll talk about that in Cold Steel 3. Anyway, we've made it to Legram Castle, so Lincoln sends Emma's mana in there, which means, well, we gotta go up there, don't we? It's a simple plan of action. So charge up the cliffside like you never charged up before. If you like Hammer and Laura. If you don't like them, then I guess you could take it slow as possibly. But you have to do this to get through the main story, so suck it up. You damn haters.
I do not.
Selene being a sedentary as per usual. And the fact that I'm even mentioning the trope makes me want to throw up. There's nothing worse than being complimented for doing something kind and then, or at least sounding like you care about someone, just for them to then turn around and go, I don't actually care about anyone, yeah, like, ugh, calm down. Anyway, Legram Castle. We are in front of the front gate again. We've been here before. Why? It would appear a battle is occurring. Oh boy, we better go in there. It's a good thing several ranged options are here, plus Ween. Well, actually, Gale's quite a nice range option. It's no Ario scale, but it's certainly a Gale nonetheless. I wonder what he's up to. Enough teasing what goes on in the shore while we're playing Cold Steel.
Is that a cryptid?
Oh no, it's another usurper!
Like the one from Nord.
However will we handle this? I say nonchalant. As unconvincing as possible, because let's face it, we fought one before. Instead of anything else really happening here, to represent the fact that, oh hey, we're stronger than that, than we were in Nord, or at least these people are stronger, Shadow logic occurs, and, well, never mind, scratch that, Laura's using her S-Craft. It's nice to see S-Cross happen in cutscene. I always think that, hey, it's a technique that they have. They better fucking use it when it matters most. Instead of just, oh no, I can't do my strong technique. Acting like they threw everything at it. Like, sometimes it's like, no, I didn't throw everything. But, you know, gameplay and story segregation aside, it's not really a word I want to use. Separation, that's the better word to use.
Whoa.
Aside,
I can't believe they beat a cryptid all on their own.
they did it. Yay.
Stronger since we last saw her. Emma's no slouch either. Her powers never cease to amaze. Looks like they didn't need our help after all.
Yay.
What's yet?
Well, let's just grab them and let's
So
go.
it seems.
Never mind. It would seem that another thing's approaching. Since Laura, who definitely needs the craft points, well, supposedly doesn't have any anymore. This gluttonous lizard sell venom. Gee, I wonder if they poison.
Where
They're certainly going to have a field day here.
Laura! Emma!
Deus Ex Ween occurs. I'm joking about, obviously, because let's face it, usually the other way around.
We'll back you two up.
I can't believe you're here.
Alright, enough thinking, oh my god, it's Ween, how great is he?
Let's go.
How about we just fight? Then we can do the whole, hey, it's Ween! Oh, we've missed you for this month. You. So yes, the third and fourth party slots get swapped out for Emma and Laura. But that's fine, we can switch party members as necessary. Speaking of which,
Here goes! Overdrive!
I am that kind of person.
Burn to ash!
Oh, I really should have looked at the stats first, just because we've been doing that with the bosses. Oh well, we can do that after we do this attack.
My turn.
So anyway, Self Venom, a level 70 boss fight with the health of 63. No, wait, hold on. Yes, 63,490. I almost thought there was another 0 on that. Don't mind me, I'm just a dummy. As you can see with the status efficiencies, all the ones that can be affected by are 10 with 0s and everything else. That's just kind of sucky, but hey, at least it can be afflicted with them, potentially. And Mirage, Earth are your two arts that you types of arts you probably want to be casting. While Fire, don't bother. Like, you're better off just doing neutral damage if you can't use Mirage or Earth there. Anyways, since we have Laura and Emma, we can use their art. Their arts, their crafts. I'm gonna muck up every word ever. Woohoo!
Got you! My turn.
I might as well see if I can get those heights today while I'm doing this.
Now's our chance. Let's go!
And I burst.
Understood.
It's my turn. Keep it up, everyone.
Of course. Now.
Here I go. Burn to ash. Fall! Now!
An opening.
It's my turn.
Oh my god, it's going to be 190 to cast numerous ways because Emma is going to die horribly if I don't swap her out for someone who ain't dying.
I'll back you up.
Onward. Shatter. Now's our chance.
Got you! Let's move. Burn to ash. Fall! Now!
An opening.
Too slow!
Stamp has a chance of attack delay if it hits,
With pleasure.
so we won't be seeing much of Laura for a bit.
Activate.
Okay.
we get Sepith up on the Luminous Way.
Here I go. Sit.
Ooh, we're getting close to being it without it doing anything that much. Abyss Wave pushes people back.
Now's our chance.
An opening.
It does have an attack that causes poison, just as a heads up. That is plainly obvious by its name. Just it hasn't done that yet. Like, it's not like we have a prevent poison
Burn to ash.
going on.
Fall. Now's our chance.
An opening.
And one cryptid murdered as we needed it to be. Always.
We mustn't tarry here too long.
Angel has reached level 3, granting the Art of Shining, which means granting insight to people. Yay! Oh, so now Alyssa has a much better recovery from KO and gradual HP regen when health is low for 3 turns and once per fight while under 20% HP. No one else got anything out of that, so hey, you know. Wow, now that the thing's being beaten, cutscenes!
Finally.
And unlike in Nord, it doesn't show us something that didn't happen.
You guys okay?
Yeah.
It's really you, isn't it? You're all here.
Man, I wish people I knew were this emotional after over a month of not seeing me.
I don't know what to say.
Sheesh.
This is all.
Every time it's just, I don't buy it, but then again, I'm potentially jaded and very much not the kind of person that would have touching reunions with
Happy to
people,
see you
so...
well, Boone. I'm genuinely lost for words. I've never considered myself as the sort to cry every evening. Clearly, I'm.
I'll be alright. Oh my god, it's weird. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm doing this.
Each other again like this.
I'm sorry I'm doing this. This is all on me. This is 100% all on me for being like this.
Swing my sword as a member of Class 7, and I always believed that we would meet again one day. It's just part of who I am.
Thanks. I really am glad to see you're all right. And the same goes for you.
And moving on over to our
I
resident
feel the
Twitch.
same way. I can hardly believe that this is actually happening. The day's finally come where we can all be together again.
Well, we still don't have uses. So...
It all feels like a wonderful dream.
Oh, I didn't take Million or Marcius. Fuck.
Well,
Okay, so my decision making on who to take, I think the ideal people to take in terms of cutscenes is Marcius, Milliam, and Toval. I've just chosen to pick people that I picked.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. But I know that I wouldn't have
But
been
to be
able to come
fair,
this far
that's all
if
for
not all of
cutscene
you.
stuff.
It was only because I knew I
Gameplay
could
wise.
all of you that I could do any of
Oh,
what
let's
I
face
did.
it, gameplay wise, even regardless if you've got the most optimal build or not,
You've really grown strong.
there's a real tough fight in this bit, so... Not right now, but later. And...
Wait, Emma! Oh, thank you, Celine.
Why does she look...
Thank you for all the support you've
Why does Celine look so much bigger when she's in the arms of
And
someone?
thank you for coming all the way here with them to see me.
Maybe it's just the way that muscles work. Maybe it's just due to
But I'm glad
shortcomings of how the character models work.
Celine, there's nothing wrong with being honest about your feelings, you know.
Yes, there is. It'd make me sound emotional. And I can't be sounding emotional. I'm meant to be big and manly.
Right.
Well, we've done what we set out to do here.
Sharon taking my role of just going, well, that's sorted then.
We
Cal, you guys are fine with that too, right?
That's fine by me. We can tell you more about what we've been doing since we parted ways.
Then we're off to the pier.
So we came to Legram, we've been in a castle, we've been killing things, trying to get rid of this fog, and it's just not working. King, oh, well, I suppose that is an issue. Well, anyway, come with me, or we've got a civil war to resolve. Resolve in the time it takes a few policemen to deal with, well, everything that goes on in Crossbow. Thankfully, the fog seems to be less occurring, a lesser amount. So, thankfully, it's settled down a little bit. But we're probably going to have to fix this later in a side quest. Or mandatory, it doesn't matter which. So, most likely at some point around while they were... But actually, no. We know that the several days ago was actually referring to before they went off the Nord because of the double checking that occurred right before we left for there. Even though I would argue, maybe it could have happened, like, around, well, when he was in Celtic. And then, of course, the moment Lucius left, the trains became a lot more unusable. Like, very much unusable. Well, it's not like people are going to be willing to trust the highways anyway with all the fog.
What's wrong?
I feel like I should have told you so many things along
Mm-hmm.
about me and
Yes, you should have.
divine knights and awakeners.
Well, don't worry, Emma. We'll learn more of that when it becomes more relevant in Cold Steel 3.
Oh,
That means... Does that mean you're ready to tell us now?
yes. Well, if you're sure. I imagine you've heard some of this from Celine already, but still, enrolling at Thor's was originally part of my duty as one of the Hexen clan. It's a clan of witches that traces its origins.
Lord
far back into the past.
That's what we're
What kind of duty would have you
getting.
enroll at a military academy?
It's one that's been passed down through our clan. We must watch over the fragments of the great power sealed deep underground and observe whatever comes to pass regarding it, just as it did for many others before her. That duty fell to Emma as well.
Which is why she became a
When you
mandatory
say
party
great
member
power,
in the final
you
dungeon.
mean Valimar, right? Did both of you know about the Divine Knights this whole time?
Yep.
We knew of their existence, yes.
Yeah, they did.
As well as the fact that they choose an awakener, and that their chosen awakener will be drawn into an unavoidable battle.
An unavoidable battle that will occur in the future, potentially.
You were drawn into a great conflict against your will. And not just you, Reen. The rest of us have become secondary contractors. And yet I couldn't say or do anything for you. I couldn't even...
Oh, goody. Which traditions means that we could have easily gotten jumped by Crow the moment that we was starting to do this shit. Oh, that's great.
Don't be silly, Emma.
You didn't fail us at all.
Emma, you're not going to say what I think you're going to say, are you?
I'm jumping in the water! Ah!
I'm sure this isn't what you want to hear after coming all this way to find me.
Obviously, that's not what she says.
Is where we should part ways.
Oh no, not the single target healer. No.
You said it yourself back in the old schoolhouse. You said Class 7 is the finest Erebonia has to offer, right?
Apparently.
I may not always show much in the way of class spirit, but I'm confident Class 7 is the finest Erebonia has to offer.
We all come from different backgrounds, and we all had things we were maybe scared to or couldn't tell anyone. Crow has his past, you have yours.
I love how Ween brings up Crow. It's like, he's not even part of Class 7 anymore. He stabbed you all in the back. And yet, no, we need to bring up Crow. Whenever Crow's not in the scene, we should be asking, where's Crow? We'll never make it to the fireworks factory, is what I'm saying.
No, though there's always the possibility it may be one of the reasons why you were chosen. I know plenty about witches and their history.
Oh, there's several reasons as to why Reem was chosen over anyone, but
Alright, Ben.
again, that's information that we will not be having in Coastal 2, or at least not necessarily
You
at
all
this point.
accepted me
So,
without a second thought. I feel that I'm a part of Class 7 as much as
Eh.
anyone else. And I'm proud
you
to
got
say
forced
that
into be the leader of Class
is
7,
only
basically,
the
so,
best there is because it has me, Elisa, Elliot, Laura.
yeah, it's just
Without you, our
names.
class wouldn't be what it is. Just like it wouldn't be if any one of us weren't a part of it.
Oh, Reen. He's absolutely right.
How touching. No, Reem!
So I don't
No!
wanna hear you say
You're not wearing gloves!
We want you
Don't
right
do
where you
it.
are, guiding me, guiding all of us, and not just as a witch, but as the
But as a
kind class
bitch.
president,
No, I'm
caring
sorry,
friend you
that was
always
just
have
the
been.
low-hanging fruit.
How can I possibly refuse when you put it like that?
Ah! Unprotected hand-holding!
All right, then. I can't deny the ancient knowledge that I possess, or my position as a witch.
Maybe she has a tit. No. Blech. I'll come up with a better
I always
joke
want
about
to remain
witch.
the same Emma Milstein of Class 7.
Maybe
that I
Emma
have been
Milstein
since the
streams
day
on
I joined
twitch.tv.
Rose.
Subtle plug.
So please, let me stay at your side.
Of course.
That goes without saying.
How many sides does Ween have? Because everyone wants to stay at his side. Seriously.
What a picturesque fairy tale ending. I couldn't be more pleased. And the timing couldn't have been more perfect.
Man, this is a big leg to allow for all this conversation to stuff.
What's that?
The sounds from above in the sky.
It's
By
coming from the
Jove,
sky
it
to
would
the
appear to be some kind of airship flying in.
Is that?
And while it's not the Pantic rule, it looks to be of noble alliance-ness, seeing as the Imperial airships usually are busy fighting.
An Alliance airship? Wait, that's a commanding officer ship too.
Indeed. Well, it seems we have ourselves some visitors.
Some visitors indeed.
Unexpected arrival. I should have sent word.
Oh dears. Why, it appears to be that general that you've been told about. That's quite strong. This is the Balclufa, the Lemaire Provisional Army airship.
I am Aurelia Le Guin of the Noble Alliance.
Meep. Here's a right word to be saying right now, because oh dear, she's apparently really strong. Stronger than all of us combined. Oh
I
no.
wish to make a brief visit to the territory of Viscount Arcade.
Standing next to her is someone that looks rather Nordish. And unfortunately, for a bit of sad news, I'm not sure if it's the same case in Coastal 2. I don't even know if he's running voice lines in Coastal 2, but in Coastal 3 and 4, and possibly Weathery, I don't know on the timeline of its development. What the person that's next to Aurelia, which I do believe we get to hear what his name is here, was voiced by Billy Cammett, who sadly passed away. Like, I think several months ago now. And that's just, it's just a sad factoid to have. So, yeah. Shame, but life moves on for those that were only knowing of people through work that they have done. No, as per usual.
It's a pleasure to see you again, your ladyship.
As per usual, I'm talking over voice lines. Well, at least ending up talking over voice lines, as they
And a
occur
pleasure to
sometimes.
meet you as well, Brigadier General.
We were simply in the area, so we thought we might drop by
Yes,
and
in
pay
the
you a
area.
visit.
A long way from the mayor.
I was hoping to take the opportunity to apologize to my master for not staying in touch, but I see that won't be possible.
Unfortunately so.
I wouldn't have minded setting eyes on the famous Radiant Blade Master. But I suppose I'll have to be content with meeting his daughter.
I'm honored, General.
Laura is keeping her composure, because let's face it,
I can't believe they're here.
because, and
Do you know
calm
their
down,
name?
Ween.
They're really intimidating.
Their names are General Aurelia Le Guin and Brigadier General Wallace Bardius.
Wallace
They're said to be
Bardias,
the two strongest
for
generals
whatever
of the
reason,
Witcher
is nicknamed
armies.
Black Whirlwind, and yes, I will get on Falcon's case. Does every character that has a level of strength need a nickname? Because it stops being so interesting and unique. Oh my god, it's this nickname, and it's by over there, it's that nickname, and those nicknames, and nicknames everywhere. And it's just, that's just not as interesting. It makes it sound less special.
Brigadier General Bardius is otherwise known as the Black Whirlwind. He's known for his
Meaning he's
unparalleled
really good at
skill.
using a spear.
But I've heard he has Nord blood running through him too.
Ah, so he's mixed. In the sense of
Oh, I see.
his ancestors come from Nord and from Erebonia.
Actually, he does kind of remind me of Gaius.
I can hear you all talking over there. Come on out. Well, I should just say that, and it'd be like, yeah, what do you think we're doing hiding behind a door with a crack in it?
Perhaps
You
he's a descendant of theirs?
numpties, all of ya.
Yeah, that makes sense. As for the woman with him,
Aurelia Le Guin. Now we actually get to the actual title there.
she's generally known as the Golden Rakshasa.
I learned the word Rakshasa because of Heroes of Might and Magic 5 when I was a child. Little fun fact there.
She's also a countess and head of the Le Guin family, as well as commander of the Lemaire
Though
Provincial
she
Army.
is not, although her family is not part of the four great houses, as the Lemaire province is held by the High Arms.
Both the Arcade and Vander schools of swordsmanship.
Man, skilled in 2 forms of swordsmanship. We can barely even use one.
Wasn't the Vander school
Lieutenant General Vander is a practitioner of the Vander...
Both of them are key public figures in the... What could they possibly want in a neutral region such as this, I wonder?
Do you want to join the Alliance? No. Ah, well, it was worth a shot. You don't go joining the Imperials now.
Still, it won't do to have you standing around here. Klaus, would you prepare some tea?
Oh, there's no need to concern yourself with that. Seeing that the Viscount isn't here gave us all the information that we needed.
What might you be suggesting?
Be at ease. We didn't come to criticize anyone for the Crimson Wing's appearance near Trista. Still, it's always good to know who you're fighting against.
True. Information and knowing who you're fighting is always important to have in combat. It just is.
The way I see it, you're continuing to remain neutral now. But if it came to it, you wouldn't be afraid to take up arms for your personal sense of justice.
My personal sense of justice
There's
is
no need to
people
be-
are doing evil shit. I shall stop them doing evil shit. Noble Alliance. Always doing evil shit. I wonder who the sense of justice leans more towards.
For now, let's focus on drawing out Craig the Red and One-Eyed Zax.
AKA getting a bit of momentum back after
To be the only one
after
making major
Ween
achievements.
curb stomped a bunch of soldats in 2 locations.
True enough.
Yeah, well, Rufus seems to be a bit of a wonderkin when it comes to the goddamn Noble Alliance.
It would please me so if you were to fight under me one day too. I believe you have the potential to surpass even me, given sufficient practice.
I am honored. that
And
you
I
would say
doubt
so.
we'll ever see that happen.
However, my swordsmanship is inexperienced at best. I wouldn't dare presume to have the potential to surpass anyone at this stage. I would ask that you wait until I can at least best my father in a duel before making that invitation.
Then wait I shall. With that, I believe it's time we took our leave.
Perhaps so. I was hoping you would introduce us to your friends. But they seem to be...
To the surprise of no one, they probably could hear them through the door.
Teasing them, are you? Well, I'm sure we'll have the opportunity one day. I sense great potential with them now.
And most of them will probably get squandered. Because
As do I.
too many cooks.
I apologize for being unable to do anything to make your visit more comfortable. Klaus, please escort them.
As you wish, milady.
Aurelia certainly has a presence, to be sure.
Come to think of it. Perhaps you wouldn't mind joining me in a battle before I depart. I haven't had the joy in quite some time.
I hardly think an old man such as myself would prove to be a worthy opponent to one of yours.
Klaus is actually really good at using a sword, so I mean,
So sure about that. You haven't let your guard down for a second since I stepped into Legram.
it's always nice to have someone on guard in a way that is more visual, because it's like, yeah, okay. Not entirely the most trusted, but you know, and Laura's dead, oh dear. And also, so much for Class 7 being wanted criminals. If a general can walk into an area and go, well, let's look here. Oh, look, it's Class 7. Hello there, Class 7. You don't need to be shy behind that door. Well, anyway, let's go. Like, if they were wanted criminals, well, you could have just arrested them all.
I'm not surprised.
Falcon don't understand their own fucking story.
Even in the room.
That didn't stop them from noticing us, though.
My fur was on end the whole time.
I almost let out a little yelp when they mentioned us.
They really did seem to be way beyond us in terms of skill.
This just goes to show how many skilled people the Alliance has among their ranks. With warriors such as them on the field, to say nothing of Lord Rufus Alberea, we can't afford to underestimate them.
All very true. Still, that's no reason to give up now. We need to keep pressing on.
Oh, I had news that Falcon and Hoyo were in the same place at one point, some recently apparently. So if we ever see a crossover between Trails and Honkai, I'm going to, well, I'll definitely be fist bumping the air a little bit and then hoping that it's not Impact Third and rather Star Whale.
Then let's start heading to Bereahard.
Give me Destruction Ween. That's all I'm saying. We lose the voice lines from existing because they've chosen to not voice these ones. But Klaus will be keeping an eye on Legram while Laura goes to do the whole being part of Class 7 thing. As it were. So, yeah. Technically speaking, this is it for the main story in Legram. As we are now our main mission objective is to go onwards to Bereahard. With Laura and Emma now in the party. And we can overdrive with them. Of course, if we do go to Bereahard, the moment we do get there, it will close out all things we could do in Legram that have opened up to us at this moment. So, oh, and for the record, in the time that it's taken us to do all that, Duvali's gone now. She's not in the inn. It's a shame, but oh well. She's somewhere doing something. So yes, if you want to do some optional stuff, you can go into the Racer Guild. Other than that, there's really not much else to do. Of course, back into the ordnance screen we go to show off the corpses. These are the same as they were in Cold Steel 1, but for Brave it is just straight up, you deal more physical damage. And Mirage, which really, the fact that it's still called Mirage instead of something more interesting, is more of your dealing arts damage. But instead of just giving you a boost to your arts, it gives you EP every turn. Yay! So yeah, also it's a good time to save. Just as a thing. So we can go into the Bracer Guild, we could just fuck off to Bereahard. Or we could do both. Next time! Yeah, that's right. We're going to the next time. Woo! If you're seeing this on YouTube, cool. Do the things you can on YouTube that exists. Liking the video, or even commenting, potentially. Give me feedback, you know? If I'm just that unbearable from the word go, please say something. It would really help me out. Of course, those that do stroll on in here on Twitch watching this live, it's always nice to see people watch it. I obviously don't mind if it's the silent treatment, but hey, you know, that's just how it is. I myself silently watch live streams of various degrees from time to time, so you know. Anyways, next time we'll be heading off to Briarhard, and we'll also do at least some of the side missions that aren't superly hidden in Legram, or not, at least those that are en route. Also, there's totally not another shrine for us to do. Anyway, well, until next time, I'll see you all there. I'll see you all. Bye bye.